should be a lot of fun. Young people and their toys doing their best to put on a good show. All right, 1 minute. You see somebody go out wide and take off, and I don't know if they want to leapfrog and get in front and get back in. They're going to be hard-pressed to get enough overlap to really... Nope, they did it. And I'm guessing that's Carson Kelly from the silhouette and the color of the boat. I wouldn't be surprised to know that the one that he leapfrogged was Madden Henshaw. Would not be a surprise at all. Two fierce competitors in the outboard ranks. We'll watch them as they come around. They got to be careful, not be too early, not go too slow. They'll overheat the engines. All right. Start is under review. It was way too close. But it was confirmed that it's under review, so they'll be looking at the video of that one. And that's the nice thing about having the video recorder up there to get that start. Call them as they come down the back chute, get to turn two. Two boats side by side, one right behind in turn one, another one just back behind that. So if there is a gun jumper, it's probably the boat out front. Oh, Carson Kelly just went on his head. Easy barrel roll. Easy barrel roll. That's what it looked like. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, it just dropped the right spots and then she went on over. Just it happens. Like I said, we don't want to see it, but when you race hard, and the neat thing is you saw everybody stop real quick. Diver in the water, they'll have him, if he's not extricating himself right now, they will have him out here in a moment. And remember, they're belted in and they are on oxygen. They also have a radio and they're all in communication. They've got their radio people on the dock, and I'm sure Dad's the one running the radio for his son. So, as it looked, pretty sure that was Carson, but we'll wait to hear for sure. Main thing is whoever, that they're okay, they're out, and then we pick up the pieces from there. All right, everybody doing their job. Our divers, they've cleared the ramp, so when the rescue brings in the driver, they're clear. Our medics will be over and standing by, ready to do their job. And that may have been another driver. I probably spoke too soon. The silhouettes of two of them are very, very identical. So the thing about that, they did go over. It's an accident. It's always something we worry about, but nobody else was involved in it, and that's always a plus. When other boats get involved, that's when they tend to get more serious, as we saw at Tri-Cities this year at the Water Follies when J. Michael went over in one of the heats, and then we had the other incident where Dave Vilwalk went over the Graham, and you know, it happens, and it is racing, and they're serious about it. They go very hard at it, and we'll just let everybody do their job, and as that is completed, then we will get our driver to the medical folks. I just heard the comment that probably hurt. What? Just tell you an experience. Number of years, and it's a long time ago, because my grandson is he turning 22 this year. This year he turned 22. And he was a little guy at the time, and we were at Moses Lake, and we watched Dutch Squires go over in a 1 liter. And I didn't know Dutch at that time. I got to know him quite well later on, but I saw him a little bit later that afternoon, and he had his driving suit unzipped and down and tied around his waist, and he was fine, but you could see where his belts had left red marks, and it's impact. Okay, driver's being brought to the dock right now. We will find out where that all stands as this goes. Like I say, same process for everybody that gets wet, whether you step up on your boat and you fall in or whatever. We do it the same all the time. It gives everybody practice, and that's one of the things we need to do. Kelly Burnett, if you can hear me or somebody can grab you, if you can find your way over here where I am, I would love to talk to you for a minute while we've got a little time. I wanna talk about your experience in the ombre. Would love to do that. If you're available and you could do that, I would really appreciate it. As I say, one of the things we want to do is share with everybody their experiences out here, and it's one of the things I will do in October when we're at Mahogany Merlot. Inboards are not running there this year, so don't go looking for inboards there. There will probably be some that are on display, but we are not running. It'll be inboard or unlimited only.
What do you want me to do with them? Do you want to pull them back to the dock and do a restart, or are we going to pull them? Pull them back to the dock and do a restart, but we still got divers in the water. Yep, I just had crews asking me where they were going to go when they came in.
All right, we've got a...
Okay, so if you will I will throw down the red flag, Jamie, and I want you to give directions to the 51 only, and tell the 51 to go into the pits.
All right. They're just orchestrating how they're going to bring boats off and so on. We have divers in the water, so we got to be very careful and aware of that. So that will all transpire. We'll figure out what we're doing after that. But as I say, there's always it's like a moving target when you do this. And people wonder why it's such a rush to run boats. And one of the things that, as a former driver, I will tell people, it's fun to go fast in a car. It's a totally different experience to do that on the water, because in a race car on a closed track, the track really, drag racing, they talk about the track changing. Same with NASCAR, about things changing. Yes, heat makes a difference, but the surface doesn't move. Our surface moves, every inch you go along the water is different every time.
Do we want to, I have 2 5-liters in, do you want to rerun the T-boat class next, or do you want to run 5-liter next? We will, right now, we're kind of on a hold just because of the situation. I'm trying to get these boats in, and we got to figure out with that boat, we're going to need. That is what Jeff Bernard is requesting. First.
All right, well, we got a couple of issues. We got to get the boats off the course. We also have to get that boat turned over and drained and back on the trailer because it's going to sink if we're not very proactive and quick about it. So, as you can see, Doug Shelton is coming back to the pits as per the instructions of the referee, and referee's working with our dock boss.
We're gonna hold real quick, Jamie, just so that way we can get this flipped boat secured.
He's working with Jamie Brackett right now, and they're gonna hold everybody until they can get the boat stabilized and ready to come out. It's going to take up some space, takes up manpower. We're going to have divers working on it. So we are on a hold for a few minutes.
He's not going to get in trouble for going in the DMZ for floating into it.
Well, yeah, this is not when we worry about the DMZ.
When he starts, he's actually going to run it over if he drifts any farther forward.
I love it. People who are paying attention and thinking and asking questions. That's a good sign with these young people. They were told not to go in the DMZ, but one of the boats is, if they were to refire, is going to be in the DMZ, and want to make sure they're not getting in trouble for that. One of the things in a situation like this is it's all thought out and planned by the referee along with the dock folks to make the right move at the right time to secure everybody and get them where they need to be and able to get the show back going once we do a few things. And at this point, we have this heat to either run or rerun, however you want to look at it, or if they want to cancel, that's up to them as well. And then we have the 350s to run. So, and that would conclude the second flight today, which puts us in good stead. But that's up to the referee and all the racers what we're going to do. We want to bring a safe event to you, and as you just saw, things happen, and when they do, it's not always fun, but we do everything within our power to do it as safe as we can. And just like all of our racers, that we want them back tomorrow and the next week and the week after and so on. We want you, our fans, to do the same. And we always encourage you, if you're going to be on the highway after being out here, leave the race in here, get home or wherever you're going safely, because we want you to come back. As I was reminded earlier, when Caprice and her husband came over, I met them here 3 years ago. Well, they're back again, and that's fun. they become part of our family, whether they're on the water or not. They're part of the family. They're part of the racers that are out here running. So we got to look out for one another, respect one another. All right. With permission, I will tell you that was Katie Brown. Katie Brown just walked by. Katie looks, well, it got her attention. Let's put it that way. But she looks to be fine. She's under her own power. And thank God. You know, we're grateful for all the safety regulations and restraints and all the rest that we have in these boats. I know she'll know about this tomorrow. You always have that residual aches and pains after that. But delighted to see her, mom and dad all headed back to the pits. And we have a wet driver, but one that is here and able to continue on at some point down the road, whenever that is fine. But glad to see, and my apologies for saying Carson to begin with, because those boats look almost identical, and from where I'm sitting at this time of day, I cannot see the color, and I apologize for that. I hope I didn't put Angela and Michael into hysterics, although Michael, I know, had a better view than I did. But we want to be as accurate as possible, and that's why I asked for permission to say something about how the driver was, and that is Carson Kelly that's coming in right now. And I got to tell you, I don't envy anybody sitting out there in this. I've done 105 degrees at Vantage before in an open cockpit boat, and that was brutal. Being in one of these, being strapped in with a lid, yeah, it's not good. And they need to get in. They should need to pull the boats and get the drivers cooled off, because they've got to be hurting right now. Pretty sure that's Haley Scarborough coming off in the one. And that it is. All right, bringing them in one at a time. That way we don't make things any worse for the crew over there trying to get the boat out of the water, drained. That's a biggie, the amount of water that's in those, at about 9 pounds per gallon. They get real heavy real fast, and the boats are strong, but they're not built to 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 be a vessel to carry water around in. So, all right. We got our other boats heading for the dock. And thank you to our Racers for Christ, Randy Christensen, for going over with the family. That's what I mean about it being a family. You know, when you're not sure, when you when you're in that moment, it doesn't hurt to have that person there at your side. Uh, we all know it's not us doing it; it's greater power. But thank you to Randy for being with the family at that moment and maybe soothing some fears and having that prayer. You see the boat going back on the trailer right now, and it looks to be pretty intact. That doesn't mean it's not broken, but pretty intact. And that was the thing. That was fairly easy roll, not a major. You know, sometimes boats do flips and they hit funny. They just do all kinds of ugly things, and it didn't do that. It just went over. Uh, and thankfully, it's a relatively minor accident in what accidents can be. It's a whole lot better not to have them, but it wasn't a horrific situation. Got our looks like our last boat coming to the pits right now. Got that lid up, trying to stay semi-cool in there. Hopefully they get the kids out, get them rehydrated, because like I said, that is not fun. And they got to be careful coming back like that, because if you go too slow, you'll overheat everything, and that is not good. You say that's Rob Johnson, I think. Like I say, you got to be careful because you burn up an engine real quick uh, in these things. Unless they've got a pump, and most boats don't run water pumps to circulate the water. Uh, some have closed systems, most don't. They're just taken in through the rudder pickup, goes through the engine, and it's metered coming out. And you normally put a little smaller outflow than inflow so that it holds the water there long enough to get to a decent temperature, because the engine will run optimally at 160, 180 for the most part. Uh, Gets too hot, it's not good. If it's too cold, it's not good. So, but you don't want to overheat them. That's never a good thing. So, and a huge shout out to our rescue folks, everybody involved. Thank you for a great job. Cannot thank them enough. Uh, can't thank you folks enough for being here today either. And as soon as I hear from the tower where we're headed, and I'm guessing what we'll do is we'll get some of these folks out of the way and may put the last of the 350s in, and they may or may not rerun this. We'll find out. Let them make that decision. That's what the referee gets the big bucks for. I think he gets paid almost as much as I do. A lot. A lot. Yeah, we're getting wealthy doing this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just waiting to hear quite where we're going. Looks like we've turned everybody around, so I'm guessing our teas are going to run again. I have not heard for sure. Uh, glad that Katie is doing well. All right, they've drained the boats. They've refueled. Drivers are starting to strap back in, so there'll be a couple minutes. We'll run that heat, then we're going to run the 350s, and that will conclude the program for today. As I just talking to some folks over here, they're not coming back tomorrow. So if you're going to be on the road later today, please be careful. We want you to come back, whether it's tomorrow or it's a couple weeks in Manson or it's next year. We want all the fans that come and enjoy this to be able to come back. So please be safe at whatever you do. Again, 8 o'clock tomorrow in the picnic pavilion over here by the boat ramp. There is Boat Church. Randy Christensen, Racers for Christ chaplain, will be leading, and you're all welcome to that. And on top of all of that, doesn't go above our good Lord, but there will be fresh homemade donuts tomorrow from Paula Andrew. And I've not had her donuts, but I guarantee you all the other food I've ever had from Paula's been very good. I will be there. So if you want fresh donuts, you want to hear a good word, come and be a part of it. And then come and join us for racing afterwards. We'll have our drivers meeting at 8:30 over in the other picnic pavilion on the crane side in the morning. And hopefully by no later than about 9:30 or so, we will be on the water and running, get our program in, and allow people to go about the rest of their weekend after that. We'll have our break in the middle of that to get some fuel in us, and bathroom break for those that are especially out on the water. Those of us up here, we can make a dash, but they're kind of stuck out there, and especially those that are in the wetsuits. Gets real hot and real uncomfortable. And I know when we were in Entiat in July, we had to stop periodically to let them get in the water and get cooled back off because it was just so darn hot. But want to say thank you to everybody that's been here for the first day of our third annual Tony Newton Memorial Brewster Hydrofest. I want to say thank you to Tony's family for being here, and I haven't tried to stick a mic in anybody's face because I do understand, Mom. A lot of people don't want that, and I respect that. So I won't do that. There's enough guys around here that want to run their mouths, and there never seems to be a shortage of people that'll come and talk on the microphone, although the racers have been a little tough to get over here today. I still wish Kelly would get over here. I'd love to talk to her, get her take on running the Sport C and also the all right, we will be on a 3-minute gun for this restart of 1.5 stock T-boat. And we will bring that to you shortly, but all right, we will be momentarily having a countdown. Got all our patrol boats out there and a few other people on the river today. think of a number of times I've been by Brewster over the years when the salmon are running, and you could literally walk across the river on boats. There were so many out here. But talking to a couple fishermen yesterday, I hear the one run went through, and now they've closed for, what was it, for Kings, I think, was the second run. They closed one of the rivers so you can't fish for them, and it's just like, okay.
These kids are already.
Nobody there to do any fishing, so we'll go run boats.
Coming up on our 3-minute gun for 1.5 stock. The clock is at 3:10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Green flag's on the course.
All right, you hear them starting out there. All right. You've seen them run a couple of times today. Going to get one last heat as we do all of this for them today. We'll go back and do it again tomorrow after we finish off the E350 class. Getting real hard to tell who's who out there. I will do my best, but I'm guessing that other than knowing which one is Carson, we're gonna be a little bit difficult. And that's if Carson is back out there, and I don't see him right now. He may be, but I'm trying to look over to their pits to see if the boat is on the trailer or not. All right, white flag on the course. All right, well, I can tell you that's Carson Kelly at the apex of turn 2, and I can tell that by the cowling, and that's the only reason I can tell you that, and the fact that Katie's not out there. So glad she's okay. This will be hard, like I say, this late in the day with the sun where it gets, and actually in 2 weeks when we're in Manson, it'll be worse than this if it's sunny, and I hope it's sunny because a couple of years ago we were there and never got over 39 degrees and it was snowing all around us on the hills. Not fun. All right. Looks like they were legal. I can't tell you for sure. One was closer. Carson looked to be good, and the outside boat, the one in the middle may not have been, but they looked to be good from here. And it's, like I say, it's hard to tell. So go down into turn 1 through, and coming out the far side, I see Carson on the inside, and that's either Madden Henshaw or Haley Scarborough outside, one or the other. I think that's Haley out front. Madden in second, Carson in third. And it looks like Doug Shelton and the 333, which is Rob Johnson. As I say, looks to be Haley out front, with Madden right behind her and inside. And he's closing the gap right now. He's got the shorter way around the course, and probably what Haley needs to do is try and get the overlap and then close the door. Doug Shelton Jr. there coming through right now, followed by Rob Johnson. Doug getting a lot of seat time the last few weeks, getting a whole lot more proficient at this. Nice job by him. As I see our E350s going in. Got, I think, 3 of them in the water. So we're doing well. We'll get this heat, that next heat. We'll call our day. See the boat out and the lead driving way deep into the turn. That opens up the door for the boat on the inside. Probably 1 to 2 lanes, probably 2 lanes farther out at least, maybe 3. Got to run a lot harder out there to hold that lead. A lot shorter distance to go. And remember, anytime you move out a lane from 1 to 2, you got to add at least 2 to 3 miles an hour per lane as you go out. So you can imagine if you were out very far, you got to really flog it to get around. And just not quite enough there, it looks like, to get up and take that spot. And it looks like Haley just keeps holding it. They're right there together. It's going to be close. Carson in third. Doug Shelton coming around again. Nice run by that young man. Rob Johnson. Boat that Brady Brackett had started out with, and now they've moved on to a Jones. Got a lot of work they're doing as far as trying to get everything sorted out with that boat. All right. We'll call it as Haley Scarborough, your winner. Madden Henshaw second. We'll be able to tell you a little more here in just momentarily as they come in. And it should have been Carson Kelly in third place, Doug Shelton in fourth, and Rob Johnson fifth. All right, that is the one. Carson Kelly coming in second. That was him in third place. So you got Haley, and as I say momentarily here, I'll be able to get this other number, but I'm pretty sure it's the 3, and that'd be Madden Henshaw. Another one of our outboard drivers, does a great job in outboards and getting some seat time in the 1.5. These are all young people. Haley's a little bit older. That's not calling them old because they're old. They're kids. But of the group, Haley's the oldest of these young people. So you had Haley, Madden, Carson, Doug, and Rob Johnson, 5th place. Nice job, kids. We had a bunch of the young folks over at Cozy Radio here. Just 2 weeks ago when we were doing the Pateris event.